Greetings from Van Nest Park. It's Guy Hutchinson. I'm here with you on a cold December day. I'm sure it's going to get a lot colder though. I'm here for a reason. This park is located in West Windsor, New Jersey, but this section of West Windsor they call Grover's Mill, New Jersey. Now that may ring a bell with some of you. The pond we're looking at in the distance there is Grover's Mill Pond. Caught quite a few very tiny fish out of that pond over the years. It's a lovely park. You can come here like any other city or town park. You can come here and play some soccer, go on the swings. But this park has a particular designation that I think is pretty neat. So if you guys have heard of War of the Worlds, the radio broadcast Orson Welles did, the aliens landed right here, right by Grover's Mill Pond here in Grover's Mill, New Jersey. And so this is the spot where the aliens landed. They remade that as a movie with Tom Cruise a few years ago. Did not, I guess at this point, it's got to be almost 15 years ago. Didn't set it here, which we were all pretty disappointed about. I grew up near this area, and they actually had a big celebration when the anniversary hit, and there was a parade. It was the late 1980s. We had the 50th, and here is the big placard for it. Look at this. Yeah, October 30th. So the night before Halloween, 1938, so the 50th would have been 1988. Look at this. It says here, on the evening of October 30th, 1938, Orson Welles and the Mercury Theater presented a dramatization of H.G. Wells, no relation, War of the Worlds, as adapted by Howard Koch. This was to become a landmark broadcast in history, provoking continuing thought about media responsibility, social psychology, and civil defense. For a brief time, as many as 1 million people thought the country had been invaded by aliens landing in Grover's Mill, New Jersey. And this is dedicated by the citizens of West Windsor in 1988. So that was on the 50th. And I remember they had a big parade. It's a pretty cool looking monument. It's actually pretty tall too. It's not humongous, but it's got to be pushing 7 feet tall. There's some other little markers here I want to show you. I think I have heard many stories over the years about that night, and that people came out of their house and they fired their rifles at a water tower that was nearby and other things. I've also heard that all may be just a story, just some spin that was put out. Who knows? But they have some cool things here. Radio listeners in panic. So it did make the papers. Yeah, here it is. Legend has it, locally some residents opened fire on a water tower thinking it was a Martian. Let's take a look at the rest of these here. Quotes from the broadcast. A Princeton professor describing the Martian's weapon. For want of a better term, I shall refer to the mysterious weapon as a heat ray. It is all too evident that these creatures have scientific knowledge far in advance of ours. And let's see this one. The broadcast was an hour long and consisted of multiple news bulletins interrupted by Raymond Rockello and his orchestra. I mean, I think that's what sells it. You listen and they keep going back. If you listen to the broadcast, they keep saying, all right, well, let's go back to Raymond Rockello and his orchestra. And you hear a few minutes of that before they come back to it. Now, the second half of the show is all first person from this one person hiding from the Martians. And that part doesn't feel nearly as realistic. I mean, it's not supposed to. But here we go. War of the Worlds. There were no televisions or cell phone. People gathered around their radio. This, by the way, is a 2013 Eagle Scout project. I myself am an Eagle Scout. For my project, we collected clothing for the poor, but it's a pretty good one. Hopefully it lasts several more decades. Well, goodbye, my friends. I'll see you all later. Goodbye from Grover's Mill, New Jersey. If you see any Martians, say hi and tell them to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Take care.